Lord have mercy. Okay, so as I was stating, um, yeah. So, yeah. When you have the things and they're placed in the storage unit, then you're looking at an amount for the storage unit of, let me see, mine jumped from $61 to $107, right? So then after I had assessed that I could not cover that cost, and I had the part-time job at Sloshki's, as I was stating, I couldn't get the consistency where the items are in storage and I'm also working, right? So unfortunately, I didn't secure the job until it started actually working, until the storage unit had expired, the time frame for it, and then the bill came due for $100 and some. So I was like, oh God, I can't afford $100, but once I get my first paycheck, then I'll be able to go and get a storage unit, right? So here's where we fall into, it just being the time frames not being in sync, right? So it would be three checks. Three checks. I wish it would have been 3 weeks before I received my first payroll check from the company. Yeah, and so basically, I had the storage unit time frame had expired, and I couldn't get another one for another storage unit for 3 weeks because I couldn't afford the $107 that had come due. So I was like, man, this is just the timing was just off. It just did not work consistency or seamlessly regarding what I needed to have done. So once I determined that, so I knew I was going to have the items with me. What this presents is an issue because now I'm searching for work again with these items on me, right? So you have to apply for any positions that you have online, right? All of this, I'm telling you, it's a pain in the rear. You have no idea, y'all. And so, now I'm out here seeking employment again with a bunch of bags looking like the bag lady. This is how the powers that be want me to appear to the public. The Lord has given to me in spirit. This is what they plan on, right? They want this to be the case. And so that I give the appearance of being disheveled or mentally incompetent or unstable. Because why is she walking around with these things? Y'all have seen my bags. Y'all have seen what I have. This is not a situation where it's a eyesore. They even send people up to me and they look at my stuff. It's weird. I'm like, this is too orchestrated. Y'all tripping. But they'll come to me and they'll see the items I have, and they clearly don't look like they should be outside. They should be in someone's garage or in their storage, right? And because I'm making an effort to make sure that it's neat and it's not presenting an eyesore for wherever I am, neat and clean, as opposed to having something like this. This gentleman's walking up now, and this is how they want it to look. And it's not lost on me that he looks a lot like Darren Ward, right? So, y'all, this is what I'm dealing with. You know what I'm saying? I don't need to have my father's shadow or people that actually are similar to his aesthetic around me, right? And then all of a sudden there's nothing with this, and the cart is moving by itself. Y'all see this? It's weird. All of this stuff is just so strange. So, and that's why I go ahead and give them the spotlight sometimes, because that's what they want. They want to have, I don't know why this man is up under me. He has been up under me for the past 3 days, and it ain't got nothing to do with the fact that I understand people like, oh, but you're attractive though, or you're this or you're that. Come on, y'all. Ain't no man gonna stick up under you for 3 days that you don't know while you're outside and that just because he's attracted to you, at some point he's going to get the understanding that his advances are unwelcome, and that's just it, right? So yeah, I'm not that's the last thing on my mind, anything romantic, any romantic involvement. And that's not what I'm thinking about, you know what I'm saying? So all it does, really, to tell the truth, is irritate me when I see men being persistent like that, you know. So it's not that I think that I'm all that. My mind is consumed with the you know, with other things that are more important or imperative that it be consumed with, actually. So I'm not coming on to nobody. Ain't nobody been coming on to me. People being cordial or casual. And I mean, this gentleman's leaving now since I said that, right? All of a sudden he came outside. And I hate to do things like that, but you know what I'm saying? It's like, what do y'all want me to do? You want me to fake it like I like you? I'm not. And another thing, I would never date another man that is homeless right alongside me, right? Y'all have to think about this. I'm a woman, and I'm a woman of a certain age, right? I am not no better than nobody else, and I don't think myself, you know, it's not a situation where, oh, you're so vain, you think you all that and this and that. I done heard that song, You're So Vain, I don't know how many times. Tay is not vain. I am nothing like that, right? It's just that my mind is consumed with trying to get a resolution to this situation, right? So, you know, but that's what's happening. If you're wondering why I have these items, if you're wondering why I'm in areas and it's like, oh, she won't leave here, I'm not here to be an eyesore. I'm not here to interrupt the flow of whatever is happening around me, right? I say that, you know, again, street code or whatever, you know, I'm not here to be an eyesore in y'all's situation, right? I'm trying to remove myself from the situation as soon as possible, whatever is happening as far as the flow of the neighborhood, and you know, and definitely continue to keep a neat appearance for these things. But again, my things would be in storage had I not been refused by the attendant at the storage unit, the employee there, to have my things housed, right? Again, I don't understand why. I mean, it's not like she had not seen these items before. Matter of fact, I had lessened the amount of items that I had. And, you know, just to be, it's just weird. It's a community effort, it seems like, a joint effort to try to keep me on the street and visible as opposed to obtaining employment and working. Why I don't know. I mean, it makes me look bad to the public, you know what I'm saying? And again, I don't know if it's because of the families in this area. I mean, at this point, y'all, based on the things that I'm hearing off the street or whatever, or online, you might want to let me start working, and you might want to loosen the reins on whatever the situation may be, because you making yourself look suspicious. Like, why is it that she can't get a storage unit? Why is it that she can't? I mean, the average person starts to ask the questions like, okay, something about this ain't right, right? So I indeed have a gentleman that has asked me that, and he's been persistent. He came around like twice, he said, and I wasn't here. And then he came by this morning, right? And he was like, what's going on? And, you know, all of this here. And he was explaining to me how I could get a unit. He said, unfortunately, he doesn't have a network of people that can help me, and that he knows, like a friend or a family. And that's a shame we don't have, you know, situations like this, but to where we can help one another in the community like this. Like I was telling y'all, I lived in this community for 32 years. If it was me and I was still living around the corner and I kept coming up here and there was somebody up here, the way I would have addressed it is, like I said, I would have attempted to, I would have been able to give some information to them at least regarding next stages in their process. I don't know if anyone doesn't, I'm starting to think a lot of people don't operate with, as far as resolving issues the same way, right? And so yeah, they start to ask or raise questions regarding why is it that the business is not allowing me to store my items, that is preventing me from working. Why is it that you do not want this person working? You know what I'm saying? Why is it that the technology does not work for her when she's trying to establish communication outside of this local area? So, you know, like when you apply for jobs online or even in person. I told y'all I went to job fairs, and the management and everyone could not speak to the fact that, you know, why it is their HR offices had not received any of my online applications. No one can speak to that, even with me using a cell phone of the HR managers or the individuals that are doing the hiring process. So, y'all, it's starting to look suspicious is what I'm saying. I don't know what y'all doing, but it ain't funny no more. You know what I'm saying? And I'm trying to move forward with my life. Here we go, another spring, going into spring and summer with no car, no job. I even had a young lady ask me this morning about Cash App. I don't have Cash App. I don't have Zelle. You know, I'm letting y'all know. This is not a situation where you got some woman that's getting money off the street. You know, the kindness of strangers has been immense as far as me having to get by here or there with, having money here and there just for bus fare and just to, like any type of blessing that I will receive is utilized. Oop, storage is almost gone is what it's saying on my phone. So I'll go ahead and wrap this up. But any money that I receive that is of any significance, it's always utilized for something that's needed at that point. Let's say my backpack is falling apart and I'm not able to house any of my information in it. That's a problem, right? Or I need an umbrella because I'm getting drenched all the time, every time it rains. And as you know, we had been having heavy rains and stuff like that. So I had to invest in an umbrella, as the two cheap ones that I purchased, you know what I'm saying, were falling apart. And so that's why if you see me with something and people just quick to assume, oh, well, she's got a sugar daddy, or she, you know what I'm saying? No, it was the kindness of strangers where someone actually, where they actually looked out for me, and I put that to good use. And then I have to take into account that I may need to leave town, and I have to be prepared to do that at the drop of a hat at any given time. You know what I'm saying? So it ain't like I'm walking around here with a pocket full of money and stuff like that. I even seen something regarding a credit card in a skit that I'm gonna post later on. In a credit card format. You know, y'all, I ain't walking around here with no